By the way, is his voice loud enough sometimes? Because it's lower than me. You can adjust it on his mic input. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Hi, today we're talking about question-based selling.
Yep.
Sorry.
Today we're talking about question-based selling.
Question-based selling is really important. Most realtors, most salespeople talk way too much and they don't ask questions. Question-based selling, the reason why we ask questions is because it builds rapport, gathers information, and controls the conversation. So let's start off with building rapport. Okay. So I'm going to use a scenario.
Okay.
A person at the bar wants to meet another person at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. First person comes over, talks to the second person, and they're like, here who I am. This is what I do. This is where I work. This is what I draw, blah, blah, blah. It's all about themselves, right?
Yep.
The person sitting there thinks what of that person?
They're arrogant, all about themselves.
No rapport, right?
Yep.
Okay. You're telling somebody how good you are, and there's no rapport. Second person walks over, tries to find common ground. In this case, notices a watch. Says, and there's a watch, and said, mind if I ask you a question? I like watches. I notice you have a really cool watch. It's just kind of curious, where did you happen to find a watch? Well, I found that in Paris. You found it in Paris? No way. When were you in Paris? And they start having a conversation. Where else you got? What was the best thing about Paris? And where do you like to travel? And it's a conversation really out of true interest for the person you're speaking to. Right. But it's really about that person, right? What does that person think of them?
They immediately like them, feel like they have a connection with them.
Okay, so here, this is really interesting. There's the perspective shift. Does most real estate agents, when they go out to a presentation, they bring a flip book and they talk about how great they are, how great their company is, why you should hire me, I'm a top producing real estate agent, etc. Aren't you turning the person off?
Yeah.
Completely turning the person off. Instead, by asking questions, you build rapport, because when I ask questions, you immediately like me.
Right.
Make sense? Okay, so that's really big, right? And quite frankly, opposite almost everything that most people teach.
Right.
Okay. The next reason why we ask questions is gain information, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm asking questions, I'm going to gather information. So Brandon, tell me why are you thinking about moving?
Just kind of want to move areas.
Move areas, and what's important to you about moving areas?
School district.
School districts, okay. And what kind of school are you looking for? See, already I'm finding out the information. And the third thing is control the conversation. So asking questions controls the conversation. If I'm not asking questions, they're asking questions. Somebody is always in control at some point in any conversation. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's just quick do an expired script. Okay. I'm just going to whip one out in here. Just say, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Good, good. My name is Dave Thompson. I'm a realtor. Wonder if I could ask you a quick question.
Yeah.
Count my questions, by the way.
All right. One.
There's one. Okay. So I noticed your house is no longer for sale. Just wondering if you still had an interest in selling your house.
Sure.
Sure, great. Well, I would imagine at this point you're taking the opportunity to interview some of the top producing agents, aren't you?
Yeah.
Great. What's a good time for me to stop out? Mornings, afternoons, or evenings?
Right. Afternoon would be great.
Right now we're 4 questions. I haven't even said anything about myself, how great I am, where I work for, or anything. I just introduced myself and started asking questions. But the point here, it controls the conversation, right? So asking questions builds rapport, controls the conversation, and gathers information. When you're presenting, watch what you're doing. Are you talking or are you asking questions? Brandon, we have what are called tie downs, right?
Yep.
Which are questions that are added to a sentence that causes response. So I'm just going to kind of think of one. Pricing your house correctly will cause your house to sell quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I just say that and continue on the conversation, it doesn't really get a response from you, does it?
No.
Okay. Would you agree pricing your house correctly will sell quickly?
Yeah.
Okay, now I get a yes. Or I could revert that. Pricing your house correctly will get it to sell quickly. Would you agree?
Yes.
Okay, I can even do one internally, by the way, which is called an internal matter. Pricing your house correctly, wouldn't you agree, would cause it to sell quickly. But the fact that I take a sentence and I ask a question causes response. So here's kind of one of the golden rules that we have for selling, that you're always asking questions or closing. But if you say anything, even in a presentation, you're like, here's something, let's think of it. I do a whole thing on like a 3D filming of a house, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and I just talk about it and I go on to the next one. It loses all its steam, but I turn around and say, Brandon, is this something that you would like done for you on your house?
course.
Okay, great. To do this, I have to have a crew to come out and film it. Would Tuesday or Wednesday be better for the crew to come out?
Right. Wednesday.
See, closing is asking questions. Convert. If you're not question-based selling, convert right now to question-based selling. My name is Dave Thompson.
Brandon Hamilton.
269-251-8711.
616-862-6712.
David at MichiganTopProducers.com.
Brandon at MichiganTopProducers.com.
If you have questions about this or anything else, give us a call. Today we're talking about question-based selling. I don't know why I'm yelling at the mic again.